Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll be showing you my in-depth art process. So first step, I start to look for my references. The piece I'm working on currently is actually a redraw of the piece I made in the first speed draw I ever did on this channel, and I'll also be doing another speed draw of that. So the first thing I want to do is use that original photo as a reference, and then maybe I'll search online for like other references, other drawing references I already have open. I'll look at other drawings that may help me out. And since what I'm doing is mythology based, i.e. Cerberus, I want to research that mythology more. I thought about like, hey, a Cerberus has 3 heads, maybe they have three different personalities, maybe that's something I want to explore. So it may be worth looking into. Basically, in this stage, I just try to figure out what I want the drawing to be and what kind of features I want to include in it, and basically gather all the references I know I'll need. And don't worry if you don't find all your references now, you'll definitely be finding more along the way. For this piece in particular, I think I'll do colored outlines and blended shading as in the original. Next, I sketch. I figure out all the composition, I lay out the drawing, and work out all the kinks here. Now that that's done, I can go ahead and start planning my colors. Basically what I do is I make a list of all the features I want to include in the drawing, and then I look at all my pencils and just test them out and write down the combinations that I like and that I want for each section of the piece. I also include shading while I'm doing this, and after the slash, that's where I mark where I want the outline color to be. So everything's in one place and everything's lined up. Obviously the color planning process isn't going to be the same for every piece, but I think this is a pretty good representation because I usually use colored pencils, I usually do things like blended shading, and I'm trying to experiment with outlines more. This process is really confusing, I know, but just stay with me. And in case you were wondering, we are not done with planning yet. Next, I go to outline my shading. In the final piece, the shading will be blended as I said before, but right now I'm just doing sharp shading for the sake of simplicity and clarity. And I usually use a light colored pencil to do this so I can still see over my lines when I'm actually tracing the final piece. Also in the stage, I take any little notes I need to just so I can remember them later. And finally, I take pictures of all these notes and outlines that I made, including the shading, so that way I can have all my references in one place. Next, using my lightbox, I trace the original drawing onto another sheet of paper using whatever outlines I decided I'll use, and don't worry, I'll go through them again later, so that way the lines are more clear after I'm done coloring. And next, I color. Usually what I do is I have all the art supplies I need next to me, and I just randomly grab them without looking, and then I just use whatever piece, and then I just use whatever supply I happen to grab, and then I just keep doing that until the entire piece is filled in. It's kind of messy, but then again, all of this is. Next, I'll do the background, whatever this entails. Sometimes I just use a flat marker color, sometimes I'll use pastels. Lately, I've been trying paints more, so I may use those, but it really depends. But no matter, this is where I finish up the background, if I didn't start on it earlier. And then after I've done any finishing touches, I then take pictures of the drawing. If it's big enough, I'll have to do close-up shots too. I crop everything together, I edit the photos as I need, I'll put together collages, and then I'll post them. Anyway, so I hope this was helpful in any way, or at least it gave you more insight onto my personal drawing process, because I know a lot of people have been asking for it or have been curious about it, so I hope you enjoyed this. And I guess I'll see you later. Bye. It's all very confusing. I know it's a lot to take in. I understand if you can't really follow it. Just let me know if you would be interested in maybe a tutorial. I keep yawning while I'm trying to record this, and it's kind of annoying. So that way I can have all my references in one place.